Hi, I'm Meredith McGeechee, and I am so glad that you're here. We are at MAP Actors Studio, where we work a little bit differently than the traditional acting studio. So what you're going to see today is an acting class here at MAP, how we approach our work and all of the sort of pieces that go into a class. So class will start with a lesson, and a lesson will usually be something that I'm learning, that I'm thinking about, conversations that I'm having, incredible thinkers and teachers in the world that I will listen to and see how it applies to our craft and our art and ourselves, and I'll bring it in as my offering to you for the week, and that'll give us a container or some context for our practice. Thank you for being here. So I'm thinking about embodiment and how we abandon our bodies when we get scared. And I'm thinking about how we externalize our validation to other people instead of ourselves, and how we somehow valorize that critical voice, that voice of judgment, and how we're really looking in a fun mirror. It's never what you actually look like. It's not how you actually sound. You can't see the beauty that you are with all of that entrenched self-judgment and hate and self-loathing and embarrassment that comes with that. So how do we earn our own trust? And how do we stay on our own body's side? And I want us to use today's practice to look at that, investigate it, and see if we can build some muscles and some curiosity around all of that stuff. We spend so much time finding new friends and making new friends and wanting them to like us and doing things, actively attempting to build those friendships, build that kind of trust. And then our own bodies, we speak about and to ourselves and our own body like, no, you're not afraid of that, do it anyway, shut up, don't think that, come on. That's not how we are free. And that is not gonna make good art, and that isn't gonna make you better. So let's see if we can use today to be on our own side. Let's get actively curious about ourselves. Can we use our practice to fall in love with ourselves? To look in the mirror and practice loving what we see. I'm not going to tell you how amazing you are, and that's going to be hard for me because you're really quite amazing. I'm going to help you see how amazing you are. And next, we go to our warm-up. And our warm-up is something we do together as a group, and we do it to sort of arrive in the space and get present and get in our bodies and get into connection with each other.
Feel it inside your cheeks.
So the next thing that we do is we do a boundary check. And this is really important to me. I was a young actor before there were intimacy coordinators, and all of the initial intimacy moments that I had on set were wildly inappropriate. I didn't feel comfortable or necessarily safe, and it wasn't some huge tragedy, but what happened was I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't feel comfortable or safe. I wanted to be good so bad, and I wanted to be a team player. And so I said yes to everything they asked of me, and often my work wasn't great because I wasn't safe with myself. So what we do is we make sure that we're safe with ourselves. I tell you what makes me safe to watch and teach, and those are my boundaries, and I ask you to give me your boundaries each class. What you are comfortable or safe doing emotionally or physically. I ask you not to justify it or explain it, and in fact, if there's something you forgot, I ask you to break the scene and say, I forgot. I also don't want anyone to yell at me. And then we will play and figure out how to find this scene without yelling at you or without anything that doesn't feel good or safe to you. Because you can force yourself to do things, but you can't force yourself to be ready. Vanessa, how is your heart an instrument right now?
I feel ready to play. Oh yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I feel quite...
And Vanessa, I want your boundaries, please.
Honouring house rules.
Yes, thank you.
And no hands on my face. Closed mouth kissing is fine. You can touch my butt. You can poke, push, yell, all of that.
So Nadine, how's your heart and instrument right now?
My heart is super joyful. I'm super excited. So ready to play with my friend who I haven't had to get to play with in a long time. So I'm very excited. And now super nervous.
Okay, and Nadine, your boundaries, please.
Mine are house rules. Don't want to be touched today.
And now we're going to go into our scene work. And our scene work is going to be script in hand, which I know can be triggering for some of us, but the temptation to hide behind our preparation is real. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your line and I want you to kick or punch it, the importance of it, into the other person's face. Okay, so, hi, Nadine. Okay, and we're just going to keep this table here as a way to keep ourselves safe so that we know how much space we have to play. Okay?
Cool.
Okay, awesome.
Don't you touch me.
Don't you think his perspective might be a little skewed?
I never had anorexia. You, sure as hell, didn't ever watch over me while I was sleeping, and we never had an uncle who was a pedophile.
That we know of.
Actually, take a pause. You're going to be 4 years old, and you're not going to start with the scene. Okay? You're then going to move to the scene quickly, so make a bit of candy for you. Okay, make sure that it's candy, but yes, exactly. 4, you're 3, 4, 5, whatever feels right to you.
Rachel.
What?
Rachel.
What? What?
Thank you for abandoning me.
I didn't abandon you.
I had to take a taxi.
Are you kidding me?
You stop.
What? No, don't touch me! No! Don't you touch me, you're so mean. I don't like...
Don't you think that his perspective might be
It's mine now.
a little bit?
It's mine now. It's my
Skewed.
friend. It's
Don't
my
you think-
friend. But you know what? I never had anorexia. You didn't. You sure as hell didn't watch over me while I was sleeping. No, you didn't. And we don't have a goddamn uncle who's a pedophile.
That we know of.
Sergio, how is your heart and instrument in this moment?
It's joy. It's happy. It's a little self-conscious.
Okay.
It's excited. It's nervous. It's it's a lot.
And Sergio, what are your boundaries today?
My boundaries are you can poke, you can prod, you can tickle, you can touch my butt. No kissing today.
Tamara, how is your heart and instrument in this moment?
Yeah, a lot of the same. A lot of joy, a little nerves, a little sad. I don't know, or maybe not sad, more joy. Just like wanting to like come out.
Yeah,
Full.
Yeah.
Full.
Excellent. And Tam, what are your boundaries today?
House rules are great. You can touch my butt. You can push, you can poke, you can kiss, closed mouth. Why don't you sit down?
I need to sit down, do I?
Maybe. I mean, well, no. Standing is
Yeah, I
fine.
would have come with you if you told me, you know.
No, I know.
No, I would have canceled.
I know, and I wanted to go alone.
And you're just gonna remember your very first date. What did you think when you saw them? What was that like? And what was it like when you had your first fight? Yeah. Yeah. How did you make up? How did you realize it was worth it? And And at this studio, you are the thing that we're here to work out. It's not about doing the scene well. It's about using the scene as a weight or a tool to maximize your instrument's ability to get flexible, to get deeper, to discover more about you and what you're capable of using the story that you've chosen.
Was saying, don't tell anyone.
I said it's a secret.
I live here illegally, okay? And it is financially more prosperous for me, actually, because I don't have to pay any more taxes, which is great.
Sounds pretty
And
nice.
that's helpful because I don't have a lot of money. I'm not poor or anything, but I do eat a lot of spaghetti.
I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Wondering if I'd get there if I was a man. Okay, move your body. I'm so sick of them coming at me again. Cause if I was a man, then I'd be the man. I'd be the man. Yeah.
And now we're going to have our talk back. And the talk back is a really important container of closure after our practice. Traditionally, actors finish and they are filled with self-loathing and judgment and criticism, and none of that helps you grow. So instead, we're going to ask ourselves, did we have a good workout? We're going to say, did we change? Are we different than we were before we started? Do we feel differently? Were we affected? And did we integrate that? And then what's going to happen is you're going to tell me what your favorite part of that workout was. Something that happened that was new or interesting or different. I'm going to tell you what I saw, and then we're going to talk about anything else that came up and brainstorm about it. So you're going to tell me what it felt like. I'm going to offer you what it looked like, and then we're going to collaborate and come up with ideas on how we can continue to practice, investigate, and make your instrument even stronger.
I feel very energized and incensed and heartened by that practice. I felt calm before, but now I feel calm and expressed.
It took a minute to just heat up, which was cool, but it's what you said about Keaton, just like being there with your partner and not leaving them, and that's just how you get in. And trusting that.
And now it's time for our takeaways, and that's our wrap-up of the class. And each of us are going to share with each other something that we're going to take away from this class this day, something for ourselves, something that we saw, experienced, felt, or learned. And there's something really powerful and really connecting about crystallizing that for yourself and sharing it with your friends. All right, so we're going to wrap up class with our conversation and our takeaways. So something that you are going to take away from this day.
My takeaway has to be the play and how the play is the way in for me. I think that it informs my point of view, my character, and my joy.
Similarly to Nadine, I think my takeaway is, yes, the play, but specifically I love the stages. I love that seeing the relationship journeys. I feel like it adds so much texture and layer, and as soon as that happens and you let us drop the exercise, it's all there, it's living there. It just suddenly becomes so much more alive for me.
My takeaway is to create consistently a supportive environment internally for myself, radically so, and to do so as best I can for others as well, because I think putting your heart in service of yourself and others will only help in the end.
Mine is the love and self-compassion that you give to yourself is the practice. It is the work. And you can do that anywhere.
Coloring outside the lines and freeing it up. And I feel like I saw it in on the play given to the other two scenes, like watching the toddlers with you guys and watching the Gone with the Wind and the 12-year-olds with you guys. It's trusting that not coloring right is actually better. And when you started with finding our movie star or seeing your movie star, like that always kind of activated me in a way, like, oh, a movie star, what the hell is that? But when you said it's to be behind yourself wildly, like that makes sense.
Yeah, I love this. We're going to our body's trust today. Because first I was like, what? What does that mean? But I think that's exactly what it is. It's like going towards the trust in my body so that I can keep uncovering whatever the layering is of my artistry.
And that's a wrap on class. Thank you for being here with us, for joining us. This work, it's really about embodiment. So it's best understood experientially. So sign up, go to the website, register, and I look forward to seeing you here soon.